All right, good.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight to USciences Transfer Tips webinar. Thank you for coming. I wanted to just give other attendees a few minutes to log in. So we've got a few people in already. While we're waiting for everyone to log in and connect to the audio, what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can see our presentation tonight. So just give me one moment while I do that. My name is Kendra King. I am the Associate Director for Transfer and Graduate Admission here at University of the Sciences. So it's my role to help transfer students really kind of navigate the transfer process. I am happy to connect with you after the webinar. If you wanted to chat, we can set up a phone call appointment. And we can talk all about your questions. There's also a Q&A box at the top of your screen that you'll see. So if you wanted to type in at any point throughout the presentation any questions that you may have, I can address those after we're done with the formal presentation tonight. Okay, so this is our first Transfer Tips webinar. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to choose the right program for you. I know it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're trying to figure out essentially what you're going to be doing for the next few years of your life, if not the rest of your life with your career. So that is where we're getting started this evening. As this webinar series, we're going to go over a few different things. So tonight we're going to kind of explore, which program is best. In the next couple sessions, we'll talk about how to prepare to transfer. So helping you kind of navigate different tools that are available for you that you can help to prepare for your the transfer process. And then finally, we're going to be discussing how to submit your strongest application. So from an insider admissions perspective, sort of what you can do to help make sure that your application really stands out and that you're going to put forward the most impressive application possible. Now, before we get started, I did want to just do a quick poll of the audience because I do want to know sort of where everyone is coming from tonight. So where are you tuning in from tonight? At USciences, most of our students do come from the surrounding states, so either Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, New York. We do have students come from other places, but okay, so it looks like most of you guys are coming from Pennsylvania and New Jersey tonight. So that's great. We've got local people in with us this evening. So of course we're in USciences. We're located in Philadelphia. If you haven't been to our campus before, if you're interested, you can definitely come check us out. We are offering tours, and you could also do a virtual tour as well. So the first part of really exploring kind of what you're interested in and how to choose the major that's going to be best for you, you can start right on your campus. So that's the first thing that we would recommend, is really taking advantage of all the different opportunities that are available for you, whether it's a transfer fair. So just kind of, perusing the different tables, seeing which universities are attending, and then what programs they have, so you can kind of get a feel for what's out there. Also, a career fair would be a good opportunity for you to just see the different kinds of jobs that you could potentially go into after you're done with your degree, or even while you're still working or while you're still studying. Another aspect of your college campus that you can take advantage of is meeting with a transfer advisor. So this is a great resource for you. They know all the different schools that you can transfer to, and also which schools specialize in which program. So for instance, if you are looking into like a pharmacy program, they know which schools have those programs and then which ones might be the best fit for you. So that's a really good person to talk to. Another thing would be looking into joining some student clubs and organizations. If you think you might have an interest in, like if you are like a math-oriented person, if there's a mathematics club, they may have resources for you where you could actually learn more about different career opportunities. And then similarly to that, I know a lot of schools will have kind of like guest speakers come. So it might be part of a student club or an organization or a guest lecture. So if you wanted to sign up for that, that would be a really great opportunity for you. But of course, it is, there's a lot of different majors that you can choose from. And I did want to also just kind of get a feel for what you may have done, um, in your experience so far. So let's see. So we've got another poll for you tonight. Okay. So I was curious to see who has looked into speaking with a transfer advisor, but I can't for some reason get the second poll to come up. But we can move on to our next section. So there's just so many different options for you to choose from. I know that it seems like an endless amount of different majors and paths that you can choose from, and it might seem a little mind-blowing. You don't really know what to do. So that's really what we're here for tonight. In addition to exploring your campus, something that students have found really helpful, and I know I have found this helpful as well, is really kind of going back to the basics and thinking about yourself and your own personality and sort of what you really are passionate about and interested in. So if there is a test called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. This was developed by a woman named Isabel Briggs Myers. She was an American writer, and she actually went to Swarthmore College, which is in the Philadelphia area. So that's kind of a fun tidbit. But she developed a quiz, essentially, which you can take this quiz, and there's a lot of free versions online that you can find, but it kind of bases your answers to the questions off of what your dominant and most successful personality traits are. So whether you're introverted, extroverted, whether you are, like what kind of senses that you kind of are most attuned to. And there's 16 different options here. So I would encourage you to, if you haven't taken this, definitely kind of take this test. And then a really cool thing is that the result that you get, it might actually dictate sort of what major might be best for you. So I have taken this test, and on the INFP personality type, and based on this, the careers that might be best for a personality like my own would go into counseling, education, or journalism. So I was a journalism major in college, and now I work in education and I counsel students. So that kind of it's very accurate for me. And you can just take a look at the rest of these, and I would encourage you to take that test and just see sort of which personality type you are, and then which career might be best for you, or which major might be best for you to pursue. There's lots of other different resources. If you did want to look into another one, there's something called the Occupational Information Network. So this is a website, and if you type in ONET online, that will allow you to see this website. But it's similar. This website has a big database of different of all the different kind of occupations in the United States. So same kind of thing. You take a little quiz, which you can see here on the top left-hand corner, like, how interested are you in doing the following activities? And you rate them, and then based on that gives you sort of a rating of what different traits you have, and then they will generate a list of occupations that might be best for you. So that's also a really nice resource if you just really aren't sure, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, but you don't know how that translates into a career. That's a really good opportunity for you. And then there's another resource. There's actually lots of them out there, but one that I found, which I found was really helpful, was called Talent Desk. So this is a website. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can actually see this and kind of click through it with me. But this website helps you figure out in a little bit more concrete terms, sort of what you might be interested in. Can everyone see my screen here with the talent desk?
Yes, you're good.
Great, thank you. Okay, so if you go to this website, there's a lot of different aspects of this. So you can search, based on, if you already know sort of what you might be interested in, like the best companies by job, the best companies in the city that you're living in the state. But what I think may be helpful for you all would be the Career Finder tab on this website. So basically, you can search by major and really see what will I actually be doing. I know I like science. Maybe you like biology and you want to be a bio major. But what is that actually going to look like? What will I be doing after I graduate? So this website will show you, I guess, like the most popular jobs is one list that they do. So probably, bio would certainly be the most popular major if you wanted to go into med school, for example. But a lot of different sorts of careers as well. Things that you may not have heard of before, things that you might want to look into a little bit more. So, clinical laboratory technician. Well, what does that do? And you can go into each different career and just kind of see, what that really looks like, different companies that you could be working for. So this is a really great resource for you. There's also other ways that you can search. You can search by the fastest growing industry, what's really in demand now, what is the highest earning job. But really, you do want to make sure that you don't want to just choose a college major based on what's going to get you the most money, right? You want to do something that, or when you want to choose a path that you're going to make sure that you're enjoying yourself for your career. So this is something that is a great resource for you as well. And there's actually lots of different resources on this website too, as far as, you're looking for a job or you're trying to figure out what you're going to be doing with your time in school and the rest of your life. So I'm going to go back to our presentation here. Okay, so that's Talent Desk. And and then of course, there's lots of different resources you can use that are similar to those, but one of the best things that we recommend for our students is really getting into outside of the classroom, getting into the real world and getting some experience where you can actually see, what does this job look like? So, you might want to do a job shadowing program. There are a lot of different opportunities where, for example, I know Camden County College has a really great career services website where they help connect students with job shadowing opportunities, informational interview opportunities. And that's a really great way to see what the job is actually going to be. So maybe you think you might want to be a dentist or a dental hygienist, but then when you get into it, if you're going to shadow someone, it might not be what you thought it might be. And you might not be comfortable with that. So that's a really good opportunity for you to really see what it is. And there's a really helpful video that we'll put into the chat. And I think, this is in the chat for you. But this is a really nice kind of summary of how to job shadow, where to go, what kind of websites to look at. and how to make the most out of that experience. Another great thing is informational interviews. So this is something where you will reach out to a professional in the field that you're interested in, and just kind of chat with them and see how they got there. What did they major in? How did they decide that this was the right career path for them? And a lot of people are more than happy to speak with you. I know it might seem a little bit intimidating to kind of reach out to someone, seeming like you've never connected with them before, but there is a very helpful article, which is in the chat as well, that we've linked to from the Harvard Business Review. But this article tells you sort of how to make the most out of that, and really what to ask, and how to make sure that you're getting everything that you can out of that experience. And then, of course, internships, work opportunities. If you connect with your career services office at your school, they should have some information about how to secure an internship, and or maybe even if they have opportunities for part-time work. Like if you're interested in pharmacy school, for example, maybe look into work as a pharm tech or something like that. Of course, in the climate that we're in, COVID makes things a little bit more challenging here. So it might not be quite as easy for you to get into, job shadowing and things like that. But certainly informational interviews you could still do you could do a Zoom session, ask for a virtual meeting, and other opportunities like that. So these are things that really do help you figure out sort of what your interests are and where you want to be. Okay, and so at USciences, here's just a little sample of programs that we offer. So if you're still kind of looking around, you're searching, you might not know what you're interested in. This is the full suite of our programs that we have. So of course, all the bench science programs, biology, chemistry, physics, and all of these. We, of course, specialize in the pharmaceutical side of things. So if you're looking for, to work in the pharmaceutical industry, we have a few different programs here that might be relevant for you. And then we also have a really great pre-health specialization. So if you are interested in going to medical school, dental school, or any one of these options, we do have a whole separate track where, we have advisors who help you really figure out how to get into the professional school of your choosing, and making sure that you're staying on track to really get where you want to be. We also have professional programs as well. So like I had mentioned before, what we're really known for is our PharmD program, so our pharmacy program. We are the first college of pharmacy in the entire country. So that's what we are known for. That's what we founded. So if you're interested in pharmacy, we're definitely the place for you to be. We also offer occupational therapy and physical therapy doctorate programs, as well as physician assistant studies. So these are all opportunities for you to kind of fast track your medical and healthcare career. So in addition to these opportunities that we have, we offer articulation agreements. So if you are a student at one of these community colleges in the area, we do have articulation agreements or transfer partnerships, which it makes it easier for students to transfer. If you are interested in going to USciences after you finish your associate's degree from one of these schools, you definitely will want to check out our website. We have transfer advising guides for you, which really spell out, which courses transfer into USciences and what you can take within your associate's degree to make sure that you're also working on your bachelor's degree essentially at the same time for you. So I wanted to just quickly take a pause, and I do see that one of our own transfer ambassadors has joined us today. So Greg Carpenter is a transfer student at USciences. He transferred into the OT program, and I wanted to just see if Greg could talk to you guys a little bit about how he made his initial choice as to what his program could be, and then sort of how things evolved from there as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg. Thanks for the introduction, Kendra. Um, so yeah, I transferred into, so I was previously at Rowan College of Gloucester County, which is on the screen currently. Um, I have my associates. I obtained my associates in spring of 2019. So then fall of 2019, I transferred to USciences in the Doctor OT program, in the DROT program. However, since then, I have changed my major to just health sciences because I want to take more of a business aspect to healthcare instead of like an on-hands like patient care perspective. Transferring into USciences was easier than I thought it would be. Honestly, it was very nerve-wracking for me because obviously as a transfer student, it's going to be completely different than first year students coming in because they like it's a different experience because they're first years, they're all new, they're more they're younger, and that's a big thing with me that I wanted when I came to campus. I didn't want that like freshman experience, if you will. I wanted like I was slightly independent. I needed something that I needed space that I could do on my own, and it was good. One of our residence halls is primarily like transfer and like upperclassmen, which was good. So a lot of my suite mates were transfer students, so I could connect with them. And USciences does a great way of connecting the transfer students with other transfer students.
Great. Thank you, Greg. And then could you also speak a little bit about sort of how you came to choose your major and then the new major that you are currently in?
Yeah. So I knew in like high school, I took there was a class offered at my high school. It was sports medicine. I kind of knew since from taking like those classes, they offered like an intro and then like a sports medicine too. So I knew from taking those classes that I definitely wanted to be in the healthcare field. Like no matter what, like I needed to pursue this. This is something that I'm 100% interested in. So when I came to my 2-year university, I was thinking like, what could I do? Like what stands out to me the most? And I got talking with one of my older brother's friends who happens to be an occupational therapist. And I was like, hi, like, could I like shadow you? Could I see what it's like to be in OT? And I loved it. I loved being in like a healthcare setting, like in a rehabilitation center. Since then, like I said earlier, I've processed that I don't necessarily want to be on the front line doing the care. I want to do more of like the behind the scenes and like all the paperwork and all the business behind it. That I feel like is is what suits me best. Obviously everybody's different, but I found my path changed and hopefully it ends in the correct spot. But yeah, I'm hoping to go to grad school after I graduate in the spring to pursue a master's in healthcare administration. So hopefully everything works out to plan.
Awesome. I'm sure it will. And, I think something that's really important is that even if maybe you do think that the program that you want to start, but a lot of times things do change and the more experience you get, the more you realize what you actually want to do. So I think, Greg, you gave a really good example. Like you don't have to know. You might think that.
Yeah, like life sometimes hits you like a bus, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's how you adapt. It's how you overcome the challenges that come into your life. That's these like life decisions are what like shape you as a person, and USciences honestly it has helped me with that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. So we're all kind of figuring it out, and we are here to really help you. So We do have, like I was saying earlier, we have a few other webinars that we hope you'll tune in for. Our next one is in about a month. We'll talk about those transfer tools that can really help you with your transfer process. But I know that we wanted to set aside some time for questions today, and we do have a number of questions that that are popping up in the chat box, so I want to address those. You can email me directly if you wanted to talk. If there's like a more personal question or something more specific, you can email me at transfer@usciences.edu or call or text me at that number here. But I'm gonna try to get through as many questions as possible. So we have a question. We've got some questions about med school and sort of how we prepare students for med school. So we had a question about, do we have a pre-med advising committee? Yep, so we do have an entire department that is just for students who are looking to go to med school. We have 2 full-time advisors who are separate from academic advisors. One of the advisors is a full-time faculty member in our biology department, and the other advisor is strictly focused on pre-health. So we have 2 people who are here to help you with preparing for med school, studying for the MCAT, making sure you get your GPAs on track, you're getting shadowing experience, and all of these things that are going to help strengthen your application. We had another question about, what med schools are in the area. There's tons of med schools in the Philadelphia region. Right near us, we have Drexel University's med school, DuCom. We've got University of Pennsylvania. There's Temple just in this direct region. And then lots of other ones in the greater Philadelphia region. So while we don't have our own med school, we have a lot of connections at these regional medical schools. We've got other questions about transfer advising guides. So for other schools where we don't have a transfer partnership, are you able to, get a transfer credit evaluation? Yep, so we can definitely do that. Typically, students get their official transfer credit evaluation when they apply. So you'll submit your application, and then we will give you an official a document that will tell you exactly how your credits will transfer in. If you wanted to, just kind of talk with me, I can take a look at your transcripts and give you like a general overview of how your credits transfer in. We can do that. If you wanted to schedule an appointment with me, you can just, give me a call or send me an email, and I'm happy to meet with you. Let's see, there's a couple other questions here, and I encourage you, we have a couple minutes left, so if there are any other questions, feel free to type those in to the chat box. We have our transfer students to USciences equally successful applicants for medical school. What are the stats regarding this for your school? So we are really proud to be able to say our transfer students are very successful. We have recently kind of looked at the numbers. Our transfer students have a really high retention number. So our transfer students are, they're staying in school, they're completing their degrees at a very high level. As far as the specific numbers about med school applicants, I don't have those. I don't have those stats, but we do have our pre-med team who may be able to help you with that information, and we can connect you with those resources as well. Let's see. What else? Are there any MCAT prep course electives? So yeah, so we do have, it wouldn't be built into the curriculum, but we do have MCAT courses that you can take, and we actually have an entire simulation where you'll come to campus and you'll actually take a prep MCAT course and kind of practice already before you take the exam. So that's something that we do offer for you. someone wants to transfer to USciences this fall, if you wanted to contact me directly, I can help you through that process. And looks like we are coming up on time. We had a lot of good questions. I want to make sure that I can answer all the questions. So if I wasn't able to answer your question tonight, if you just wanted to send me an email or text this phone number here, or if you wanted to give me a call, we can talk more about all of your questions. But I did want to make sure we can get you guys out of here on time. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions at all. And we look forward to speaking with you and hopefully welcoming you to our campus soon. And then you'll be a USciences student proven everywhere you go. All right, thank you so much. Have a great night.